Well, it's a crossing that only takes about 25 minutes, but it's known as the most scenic route on Vancouver Island. It's arguably a non-essential run, but at times has become an absolute lifeline. It's the Brentwood Bay to Mill Bay ferry route, and it's about to celebrate a very special birthday. CTV's Brendan Strain takes us on board.
Jeff Kitty calls his morning commute
absolutely gorgeous.
For the past year, the North Saanich resident has been traveling across the Saanich Inlet to get to work on board the MV Klitsa 5 times a week.
It's a great environment, man. Everyone's running around, everyone's smiling. You know, it's awesome. Love this ferry.
Can I have your tire on the other line, please, love?
The route is the oldest continuous ferry service on the coast of British Columbia, started by 2 former naval officers in November of 1924, meaning this route is about to hit a major milestone.
This November will be 100 years, so it's pretty amazing.
The original vessel was a wooden-hulled coastal steamer called the SS Cascade. It was altered to allow cars to drive on or off the bow and the stern. 1 month after going into service, the SS Cascade hit a bit of a snag, sinking at the Mill Bay ferry dock after running into some thick ice on the inlet. The vessel was raised, repaired, and back in service a short time later. The Cascade was later rechristened as the Brentwood Ferry after being refitted with internal combustion engines. Then in the 50s,
the Mill Bay Ferry was brought in. The Mill Bay and the Brentwood Bay Ferry both worked this area while they were finishing the paving of the Malahat back in the late 50s.
Once that paving was completed, the Brentwood Ferry was retired, leaving just the Mill Bay Ferry to run the route. In 1969, the company operating the route was bought by BC Ferries and continues to run it to this day.
It's almost like being on a vacation coming on this ferry.
The MV Klitsa has the capacity to carry 19 vehicles on board with 150 passengers. The vessel completes 9 return trips each day between Brentwood and Mill Bay. That journey connecting the 2 points takes roughly 25 minutes to complete.
It's considered by many as the island's most scenic route.
The scenery is so beautiful.
The crossing has at times become the only way in and out of the capital region.
An interesting story is how the ferry served as a lifeline during atmospheric river flooding in November 2021.
Over the course of 60 hours, 182 millimeters of rain fell on southern Vancouver Island, causing the Malahat's Tunnel Hill drainage wall structure to fail, closing the vital artery into southern Vancouver Island for 3 days.
We added additional crews and additional sailings to keep the ferry service going continuously over the course of 3 days. That's a special situation that bonds the community with this ferry service because it really did help them through an emergency and served as a lifeline.
Regular passengers say it's not just the scenery or occasional whale sighting that makes this route so special.
Thanks, guys.
It's deckhand Hardeep Parmar,
Have a wonderful day, love.
who's been working the route for the past 13 years.
It's always got a kind thing to say or a joke to tell you.
Absolutely awesome.
Parmar, being a humble guy, says it's not him that makes the trip so pleasant for passengers, but those passengers themselves.
You get to know people, people get to know us, and it's like a family here. Take care, ladies. See you on the way back.
The deckhand says what makes this route so unique is the tight-knit communities it serves.
Our wake touches the 3 First Nations. We have the Sartna First Nation, the Pakwachin, the Sycam over there. We're going to the Malahat First Nation just to have that sense of history.
All those First Nations traveled these waters long before Europeans arrived. The Mill Bay Terminal sits in the heart of the Malahat Nation, although the nearly 100-year relationship between the ferry service and the nation has come with the occasional bout of rough waters. That is now beginning to change. The Malahat Nation telling CTV News in a statement, the terminal has had some notable impact in some adverse ways. However, both BC Ferries and the Malahat Nation are keen to enhance the relationship and have signed a relationship protocol to discuss and address important issues to the nation. That relationship is a work in progress, much like the evolution of this ferry service that began back in November 1924, a route that will soon be celebrating a major milestone that no other route can claim on BC's coast. Brendan Strain, CTV News, Central Saanich.